I decided to give this live update because I have watched what has been ongoing on social media in the past few days, in the past week or more. As you know, from February to end of May, I stayed away from the subject of Edoshies and May. I stayed away from social media comments. I did not want to talk about it. My reasons are many. First and foremost, I really think that this case has generated more controversy than is necessary. I am hoping that it will die down so that the people involved can move on with their lives and sort themselves out. That had been my prayer. I did not want to be in a position where I am the one firing the embers of conflict. You cheated on your wife. It became public information. What do? You could have avoided all this whole thing. All he needed to do was, he actually started. He apologized to me. But he didn't stick to the apology. May would have forgiven him. May was willing to stay in the marriage and manage if you could just stop the affair. And that is because many of you who talk and say, oh, she left her husband because she cheated, she left her husband. You people are not fair. You don't understand what happened. When May heard this, they had a meeting, a discussion. And you wrote an apology to her and you said, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I did not mean to disrespect you. This happened. I tried so hard to leave this woman, but I failed. Please, even though she and I had a child, we had no plans to get married. That was what you said. And May was going to forgive him. May was going to take it back. No, so don't think that May ran because her husband cheated. No. So he tendered an apology. Within a week after that apology, May began to read on social media pictures that you had gone to marry Judy. Does that make sense to you? Somebody just apologized for cheating and assured you that there will not be marriage, no plans for marriage. And next week, the person is getting married, carrying wine. Even at that, May did not go for divorce. I'm telling you this because you see, it's very terrible for me to read all these false accusations against May when I knew the facts. It's very, very, very disheartening. Even when it happened, May did not say, okay, to hell with you, I'm done with you. No. When we met her the first time, the option of divorce was not top on the list. She didn't even let us confront Judy directly, because she reasoned that if we went after Judy, it would drag you into it. You will come in to defend Judy. So to avoid fighting you, she just let it be. Well, the May you know today is different from the May that was then. Then she was very quiet, very subservient, very submissive, as you Nigerians would like women to be. She was not fighting. She was such a peaceful person. It was the circumstances of oppression and injustice that propelled her into who she is today. And even today, she's still a very quiet, peaceful force. She's a force, but a peaceful force. That is the type of person she is. So, all right. When you went into his polygamy, he didn't even do it quietly. You know, you injure somebody and you are rubbing insult into the injury. You know what? Let me also tell you something else that would have happened. Assuming you had married or gone to marry, because they can't marry. Forget all these things. You and Judy cannot marry yet. Anybody telling you that husband and wife, the person is drinking too much alcohol, because they are not husband and wife, and they cannot be husband and wife until the marriage with May is properly dissolved by the High Court. So now, I want you to know these things. Assuming you had married Judy quietly, that is, he didn't go to social media to do these things, and assuming their child did not die, May would not have divorced him. I don't think so. But she would have separated from him. She thought of just separating, living her life alone without him. just separate, and didn't probably relocate, leave Nigeria. She wanted very quiet. Then she had options. She had the option of leaving Nigeria, maybe move to the United States or UK or Canada. Then leave Yul and his whatever he's doing in Nigeria. That was what crossed her mind initially. But a number of things prevented that. One, Yul was not satisfied with marrying or trying to marry Judy. He wanted to have May stand there behind the microphone and telling the world, oh, I love my husband, I have no problem with polygamy. If that is his choice, I am obedient wife, I want to support him. That was what Yul wanted. He wanted May to support the polygamy. May didn't want it. That was the breaking point. She may leave them alone, she may leave them for God. She already said God will judge you. That was her position. She believed that God would deal with it. But then you began to try to pressure her. So when May did not support the polygamy, Yul felt hurt. It's like she's rebelling from me. Who is she? Why can't she just support me at all cost? Then they decided to punish May. How did they decide to punish her? They wanted to isolate her and discredit her. It is called psychological oppression. Judy hired her friend Sarah Martins and paid money to Daddy Freeze to use his platform to project a false image of May. Sarah Martins went there and began to present the narrative that Judy gave her. She spread the story that May was dating a married man. Which married man? A married man without name? They just put it there in social media because they knew that many people in the social media don't reason logically. They don't care about the truth. They just hear sensational things, they hang on to it. So they spread that rumor. Then they also suggested that May was not an attentive wife, that she didn't care. She was aloof. In other words, that she abandoned her husband, forcing her husband to look for shelter, for accommodation, for love elsewhere. I will never forget the word Sarah Martin used then. She said that Judy collected a nice man from a careless woman. That time, we told May, I particularly told May, well, we're going to take out legal action against Daddy Freeze, against Sarah Martins, against Judy Austin, since you did not want to go against you. Give us permission to deal with these 3 people. I was determined to deal with those 3 people. I was very determined to deal with them. All of them, including Daddy Freeze. I didn't like what he did. It was very terrible of him. Even though he pretended to be neutral, he wasn't neutral. He was cashing in on a program that aimed to destroy a woman. May said, no, don't touch Daddy Freeze. I knew why she didn't want to touch Daddy Freeze. She really didn't want these things blowing out of. She also said, please don't touch Judy, because if you touch Judy, you will come in. This was actually before they lost their child. So now it left for us to deal with Sarah Martins. We prepared. We marshaled out operations. Sarah Martins came very close to being arrested. Very close to being arrested. I'm telling you this because I was behind the operation. We were behind the operation. We wrote Sarah Martin a letter and she insulted us. One stupid fellow lawyer in Port Harcourt told her, oh, Emekugwe is this, Emekugwe is a thief, Emekugwe is a armed robber and scammer. And Sarah Martin repeated that. When she repeated that, she now placed herself strictly within our own range of fire. So we no longer needed May's permission to deal with her because she had now attacked us directly. But you have to manage a case in a way that favors the client that she's comfortable with. So we were working on that. They lost their child. When they lost their child, that was when things got very, very bad. I'm telling you this now. I'm telling you this. And by the way, you have to understand how we work. We don't just repeat what our clients told us. Nobody does that. That means we are not professionals now. That means we are journalists repeating what we heard. We analyze things. If you tell me that, a bullet just came into your room. All you told me is that the bullet came into your room. When I investigate the case, I may find out who fired the bullet. So if I say, hey, this person fired the bullet, you can't say, hey, I'm repeating what my client told me. My client didn't know who fired the bullet. She didn't know details. There are so many things in the case that May didn't know. We had to piece these things together. It's our work. It's our work. May did not know that Yul was also deceiving Judy. May did not know that Yul was creating false impression that she wasn't a good wife. Yul was encouraging that impression. May didn't know that. There were many things about Yul that May didn't know. If May knew what we knew, this problem would have existed. Yul exploited the fact that May didn't know certain things and didn't understand certain things about human nature, about the operations. May believed his story. May believed he was in the East shooting movies. May believe the story that, oh, his customers are in the East. He has to be in the East. I don't believe that. There are more Igbos in Lagos who watch Nollywood. Indeed, Yul's fans are more in Lagos, those Okota area, Hispanda area, all those, what do you call it, Festac area, dominated by the Igbos. Absolutely. Yul doesn't need to go and shoot movie in the East. He didn't know do that. He was going to the East because of Judy. But May didn't understand. May assumed, well, he makes Igbo movies, so he can shoot it in the East. That makes sense. It didn't make sense. May also believed that the reason they were separated, he didn't want them to come to the East, was because of insecurity. We didn't believe that either. Because the senior Edoshies is living in the East with his wife and family. And Yul was living in the East most of the time. So how come that it's only his wife and children that he was concerned about for insecurity? There are things May wouldn't know. It's not her work. It's my work to know many things. It's my work to connect the dots. So we were connecting the dots. Sometimes we don't necessarily tell May everything, because it breaks her heart. You don't want to call her and say, ma'am, they've been lying to you, your husband been lying to you, your husband is a crook. You don't want to do that because it deepens the heart. We listen, we get information, we do what we gotta do to protect her. So, they spread the rumor. The May requested from day one. If you noticed, if you look at the court records, it was May that told the judge, please, let this thing not be on social media. It was May. Why? Because you wanted to use the social media where he believed he had dominance. Yes, he had dominance, he was an actor, he has a tremendous following, he had an appeal. Wherever he showed up, people would gather as a celebrity. So he believed he has the force of the crowd and that he could use social media to force May into a corner. He went to social media. He went there. What did he do in social media? He went there to proclaim his love for the new woman. He went there to display pictures of him and the new woman, suggesting he had found peace, suggesting that was where his heart was. He went there to demand for return of bride price. He went there to demand her dropping the name. Why? We are doing all these things on social media. And when we try to respond, you say, oh, we're online lawyers. We are social media lawyers. Oh, leave it for the court. Leave it for the court. Those of you telling us, oh, leave it for the court. Did you leave things for the court? Did you and Judy leave it for the court?